Hey guys, welcome to the daily recap for May 11th, 2022. Let's take a look at what we did today. So we came into the market looking for a bounce out the gate. I was looking for 403s, aka pivot retest. We didn't end up getting through that, and then I was looking for it to roll over, which we actually did in the afternoon. So read that right in the pre-market, which was fantastic, and we ended up, getting into some, great opportunities intraday there. So let's talk about what we did and some of the bigger trades, and then why we took those. So, out the gate, we did some Tesla along the 793. We actually ended up getting stopped over the first initial long, and then we grabbed it again long off of last day's low when it started to bounce at 781. Traded that all the way up into that 810 area there. So that was a nice little push to the upside. Airbnb, not Airbnb. I'll go through the equity first. Coin, another long that we took, 56.18, traded that into that 60.61 area. That was a nice little trade there. We took some snow short pretty quickly out the gate, that 139 area, and we actually ended up covering all of it flat because it started to base there, and then it ended up popping. We ended up getting back into it short, but on the put side, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. BWV, we took this one long. Nice little equity trade here. Basically was breaking pre-market range to the upside and flagging on the daily, so we grabbed it long at 585, played that to the 685 area almost. It's like 684, so it was almost a point trade to the upside. But it was a good little trade there. UPST, this was a high conviction trade. We took it short basically right out the gate at 30.91. We traded this, and we actually had stops at 32.50, which it threaded the needle there quite well. And we basically were looking for a continued unwind all day. I was looking for 23 to 22 bucks on the downside, and we ended up getting a nice little pullback to 25.50. We ended up covering 3/4 of it down there, moving stops up, and then we ended up getting stopped out the rest at 20. I think it was like 27 in the money there. So it was a really good trade though. So that was a high conviction trade. UPST, Nvidia short, pretty much scalped this one to the downside for a point and change, and we moved stops to entries, and that was that. So decent trade there. We tried a little bit of SKYH this morning, 1/8 size with tight stops. That one did not work. So that was that. Some BA long at 134.86. We traded that into the 139s. Nice trade there. We did a little bit of W this morning at 58.36. Traded that into the 59.50 area for a point and change on that one to the upside. So good trade there. RDBX. We looked to short this one with small size. Ended up getting stopped out the starter. Didn't revisit it. Probably could have gone back in, but was focused on other things, bigger cap names. XPO, we took this long at 55.80, traded that for almost a point to the upside, and ended up moving the stops up, getting stopped with the rest at our entries. NVAX, we took this short a couple times today, but 48.35 this morning. We rode it down all the way into the end of the day there, so that was a decent trade there. mRNA was the one we took this story multiple times. We took this one short intraday at the, I believe it was 125 area. We traded for a couple points at the downside, ended up getting stopped out the rest of our entry, then ended up getting back in at the end of the day for about 50 cents. It's a decent little trade there as well to the downside. We took a couple small ones like ISPO long, and typically when we trade small stuff, we go in like 1/10 size, and if it works, we'll add in. This one didn't end up working. We tried some IMTE long, which ended up getting a decent pop for about 15 cents, but we ended up just taking the rest off flat. Hour, we tried this one long as well. Ended up getting about a 10-cent pop. 15, 16 cent pop. Nothing major there. LMT we took long at 443, sorry. And we ended up getting about a point and change on that one to the upside. So decent trade there. And that's pretty much about it. Oh, we scalped a little bit of coin to the downside, which was, it was nothing major there. Small little movement. About a point and change, so nothing crazy. Other than that, though, that is the equity trade. So, decently high hit rate. A couple of stuff that didn't work with those small caps, and we had really small size. Option side today is solid. We came out the gate looking for that relative strength, and we found it pretty quickly. We grabbed Airbnb 130s. This was the first trade that we did take, and that was a couple 100% to the upside. I believe it was almost 300%, so that was good. First trade out the gate worked out nicely. Let's just take a look. I can't remember. It was really quickly out the gate this morning. Yep. About 300%, I believe. 260%, sorry. A little bit off. So 260%, and then we took some Oxy 63s, which worked for about 40-50%. I believe it was. Again, I don't have these percentages right in front of me. I just have the profits. Let's see what I've made. Okay, so this one was about 70% on the upside, so that was good. Then we took EA 125 calls, which ended up being about a 560% trade. So first couple trades out the gate were good. Also, and MRK was the next one that we did take, 90 calls. So again, we found the relative strength literally immediately out the gate, so that was nice as well. 90 calls, we took these at 31 cents. They ended up going to around $1.40, so that was 300% change on that one. So really nice trades there. We took some Microsoft 260 puts. We ended up taking this one off for a little bit of profit, and then we were in Dash 60 puts all day, which ended up working nicely. They got in the money at the end of the day there. We rolled some Coin 65 calls for a scalp, which was pretty decent. Walmart, we tried the 155 calls this morning. Those ended up not working. And same with the Roku 90 calls. We took some shop scalp 400 calls for about 20% this morning. That was a decent trade. Some MU for about 60%. IBM for about 20%. We took some SPY lottos for about 20% as well on the upside. It was an okay trade. EA, we rolled into the 130s for about 50%. Coin, we got about 33% looks like. And then we tried some other things intraday, which were mainly on the put side. We did do a BA roll, 140 calls, and we got about 22% on that. Was decent. And other than that, end of the day, we were really going after the puts. So I'm going to go after that. We tried an AMD call, the 100 calls, which ended up being an okay trade, nothing major on that. End of the day, we did some Snow 130 puts, which ended up being a nice 100% change trade. We had the Square 75 calls, which ended up being 300%. We tried some XOM 91 calls, which ended up not working. So those ones didn't work. We rolled some Square into 70 puts, which went up 50% as well at the end of the day there. Netflix, which we got about 25% on those. The 160 puts. So that was a decent trade. We got some SPY puts into close, the 395s, about 30% on those. And then we went into 393s, which we got pretty close to 100% there on the end of the day pull. And we also did take the SPY calls on the bounce too, which I'll show you right here. We took the 398s, which ended up going 100% and change on the upside. So pretty good day on the option side. Last one I want to talk about is PM relative strength. I tweeted this one. I put it in the chat as well. 105 calls, which went up 100%. So overall, on the option side, I think we managed it really well. On the equity side, managed it well as well. Things that didn't work were the small caps. But on that, really good day to trade. I think the big thing to watch for tomorrow, guys, is to see if whether or not we get continuation, because we did break that range on the daily to the downside. So quite a bit of room lower there if we're unable to hold last day's, or today's low, I should say. We will open up extended. That's the only thing we kind of got going for us on a bounce. But daily charts start to look pretty ugly with these range breaks to the downside. So keep that in mind. Anyways, guys, we do stream every single day from 4 a.m. Or sorry, that's that's wrong. We stream every single day from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. Discord chat's open 24/7. Free Discord link in the bio. Feel free to click it. Go to the website, guys, if you want to sign up. www.spartantrading.com. We do give alerts on entries, exits, scale in, scale outs, and stops. So bunch of information there on both the intraday trading and swing side if you want to check it out. Otherwise, thanks for watching, guys. Put out videos on recaps every single day, so stay tuned for those. And yeah, have a good rest of your day, guys. Questions, feel free to reach out. Have a good one.